Fuel tanker rear-ends dump truck and creates great ball of fire. A Louisiana woman was killed in an enormous explosion on April 13th when a semi-truck hauling around 8,000 gallons of gasoline smashed into the back of her dump truck. Charlanta Brown was driving a dump truck southbound on Interstate 310 in the right lane at a reported very low rate of speed last Thursday morning. That's when an 18-wheeler rear-ended Brown's dump truck. The collision caused the dump truck to flip onto its passenger side, while the fuel tanker burst into flames, engulfing Brown's entire vehicle. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the semi-truck escaped from the cab and was transported to the hospital with moderate injuries. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. Authorities are also unsure why Brown was driving so slowly. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Can't turn away from a road accident? Then watch these. Maserati salesman killed in car crash after live streaming his joyride. This is Maserati car salesman Brandon Guy Giannopoulos from Denver, Colorado. Over the weekend, Giannopoulos was killed in a suspected high-speed car crash in Highlands Ranch after a video of him joyriding was streamed live to his Facebook account. At work, Giannopoulos had access to a slew of high-end Maserati vehicles, and boy do they go fast. On Friday night, he took one of his dealership's vehicles out for a spin. That same night, this soundless video was streamed on Facebook Live to Giannopoulos' account. In it, a Maserati speed dial is seen going from 0 to 111 miles per hour in the space of around 20 seconds. It's unknown if the video factored into the accident, but the cops say reckless speeding certainly did. At some point on Friday night, it's believed the car crashed while Giannopoulos was driving dangerously fast. The following morning, the vehicle wreckage was spotted in a retention pond, not far from the dealership. Giannopoulos was found dead inside. He was 24 years old and had just started working for the dealership in October. Baby thrown from car in accident and lives. Last Friday night, 8-month-old Bryce Hale was traveling by car with her mom, Justice Lawson, and some other family and friends. Her grandma, Trina Johnson, was driving. They were on Interstate 30 in Texarkana, Arkansas, when suddenly an 18-wheeler reportedly sideswiped their car. This made the vehicle flip, ejecting Bryce in the process. Her family hunted high and low for her, but to no avail. Lawson, Bryce's mama, said looking for her was the worst 15 minutes of her life. But amazingly, firefighters and a Good Samaritan soon discovered the baby in a nearby drainage ditch, just waiting for them to get her out. This was some 25 feet from where the accident occurred. Authorities reckon she rolled down a hill and into the drain after the crash. But what's even more astounding is that Bryce came out of the ordeal with nothing more than a scratch on her forehead. All of the passengers are now out of the hospital, except for Bryce's grandma Trina, who was hit by a passing vehicle following the crash. As it turns out, Bryce wasn't properly restrained, but the family wasn't cited for the infraction. The driver of the truck, on the other hand, received a citation for making an unsafe lane change. Teen posts smiling pic after running from fatal truck crash. Following a car crash, a Florida teen had the brilliant idea to pose for a pic next to a wrecked car he was a passenger in and slap it up on Instagram. Meanwhile, the truck driver and the other vehicle involved in the crash was killed. A tanker truck loaded with 8,500 gallons of gasoline was traveling southbound on Interstate 75 in Sarasota last week. A Volvo S80 driven by a 16-year-old happened to be traveling in front of the semi-truck. The driver's 15-year-old brother was in the passenger seat. The tanker rear-ended the Volvo and veered into the west shoulder of the highway, where it overturned and burst into flames. The truck driver was thrown from the tanker and died at the scene, while the two brothers in the Volvo fled after the accident. The 15-year-old then later took a photo next to the wrecked Volvo, posting the pic to Instagram with the caption, "R.I.P. Volv," accompanied with a smiley face and a truck emoji. Needless to say, the photo went viral over social media. The 16-year-old has been charged with leaving the scene of a crash with death, which is a second-degree felony, and violating a learner's permit restriction. The 15-year-old brother's Instagram account has since been deactivated with a disclaimer that it was hacked. Yeah, sure it was. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Woman drives Jeep through her own lake house, killing her husband and injuring her kids. A Washington woman has been arrested and charged with 1 count of vehicular homicide and 2 counts of vehicular assault after running over her whole family with a Jeep. Carol Fettigan was relaxing at the family lake house on Sammamish Lake in Washington on Saturday evening. She took her 3-year-old grandson out front with her to repark their new Jeep. But when Ms. Fettigan put the vehicle in gear, she found herself accelerating into the house. Her husband, David Walker, was run over inside the house, killing him. Then her daughter and son-in-law were caught off guard on the back porch and run over. The vehicle came to rest nose in the water and back wheels clinging tenuously to the deck. Ms. Fettigan's daughter and son-in-law are in critical condition. She claims the vehicle malfunctioned, but police suspect alcohol or drugs may have been a factor.